Hi everyone, it's a chilly morning here, so I actually thought I'd treat myself to a couple of hours off. And when I say off, I mean like doing absolutely nothing. I have to admit, with work recently, I've been starting to feel like the burnout, which tends to always come for me at this point of the year. There's just been so much on my plate lately that it's really hard for me to switch off when I get home. Evidence for the fact I'm talking to you about it actually right now. So yeah, I just wanted a couple of hours to myself, not even to sew, not even to craft, like literally just to zone out. So I'm sitting here with a nice hot cup of coffee, and I thought I would just have a wee catch up with you all. I can't even remember what the last video I posted was. I think it might have been about the knitting and stitching show in Belfast, which means I was showing off all of the beautiful things that I bought. And actually you can see behind me here, one of the fabrics that I bought at the show has already been stitched up. And maybe I'll tell you a little bit about this, because this is the new release from Sew Over It. It is the Hettie dress. And I have to say, I think it's the perfect dress for December, for January, for all those festive parties. And I will tell you why. This time of year, we're all incredibly busy, right? So like sewing is not something you can just go, oh, I have the luxury of a sewing day. I can make something elaborate. I can make something, complicated. That doesn't happen. Once this time of year comes around, definitely not for me anyhow. This dress, it looks quite impactful, doesn't it? And I'll share photos of it as well. This is so easy to make. I made this from cutting to completion in under 2 hours. Really, there's some magic going on in the pattern drafting for this. There are no closures, there are no darts, there is like shaping literally just created by way of that lovely pleat at the bust and some ties at the back of the dress. So, came together so quickly. Essentially, it's a trapeze style dress, and it is fitted at the bust and the shoulders by way of that lovely pleat. Apart from that, it's loose everywhere else. So another reason to love this dress at this time of year. Perfect for all the feasting, for all the dancing. It's so comfortable. There's so much room to move, to breathe. It's just an absolute delight of a pattern. It's beautiful. This version is the first one I made. And I made it in brocade, a brocade which I got from Montreux fabrics, as I say, at the show. And the minute I saw it, the only fabric I had in mind for making it was brocade. So when I went to the show and I saw it, it was a match made in heaven. I stitched it up the next day. I actually cut it out the night before. And it took about 10 minutes to cut out because there's just a limit of about 4 pattern pieces. And then you're facing. That's it. So yeah, I made it in brocade because I thought brocade, impactful, really style for party. They'll look gorgeous with, say, like a bow bag from Sew Over It, a beautiful pair of heels. That's it. Some nice jewelry. But as soon as I made it, I also wanted it in the extreme. So rather than having all the drama, all the volume, I also wanted a more everyday version of this dress. So I made another one. And I made it in a viscose, which I'll pop pictures in just to show you. So I made this in a beautiful viscose, again in my autumnal colours, a viscose that I purchased from Jenny Stitches a few months back that has been sitting waiting for the right pattern ever since. And yeah, I absolutely love this version. Now, the only thing that I would say is that fit-wise, it's incredibly easy. There are no real modifications that I had to make. Some people may have to do an FBA. I've got away with it. If I was a little bit bigger, I would not have got away with it because it literally is just fitting. But I did notice when I made it in a looser fabric that when I sit down, it can be really revealing and just a bit too revealing for me. So just a note to remember, it sits perfectly in a stiffer structured fabric, but in a looser fabric, it tends to kind of like fall. And as you can see in the pictures, there's not much room to fall. So yeah, I think just without the darts and stuff there holding it in place, there's just no structure there to help us out. So definitely next time I will increase the neckline. I'll bring it up just a little bit, because I do like a nice plunging neckline, but it was the logistics of sitting down and then at risk of exposure, particularly with an almost 2-year-old tugging at me as he always does. So practicalities and all that. So that's what I've been stitching. That's my new discovery of a pattern that honestly I will remake probably a couple more times. I'd like to make one in a lovely Liberty Lawn, because I like to make something in Liberty Lawn when I get a pattern that I really, really love, and that's how I use those. So yeah, really, really delighted with it. And apart from that, I haven't been doing an awful lot of sewing, I have to be honest, because time just, it's not there and I can't magic it up, and I'm not going to try and put that pressure on myself. But apart from my 2 Hettie dresses, you know, I've made a couple pairs of pajamas for the little one, because again, growing, and he needs the long sleeves and the full length trousers rather than the little shorts and t-shirt styles that he's been wearing all summer and into the autumn. I also recovered my ironing board, which I've been meaning to do for ever, like at least 6 months, at least for 6 months, possibly up to the year. So I finally got around to that, and I used that lovely Simplicity Craft Cotton Company fabrics, the ladies in the nice faux garments. So yeah, I'll put a picture of the fabric in there just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But you'll know it when you see it. It was a lovely range, came out a couple of years ago. I actually made a dress in this. So yeah, I've also now covered my ironing board in it. I think it's perfect for a sewing room. And apart from that, I've done some baking. I've enjoyed my baking recently. I made a nice tie for a gift in November. Again, from Liberty. I probably showed you that. What else have I made? Little gifts. So I was making like lots and lots of makeup remover pads and little gift bags to pop cosmetics and beauty products in for people's Christmas presents. And yeah, that pretty much probably sums up what I've been up to, which isn't a lot, is it? But as I say, when I take the time, I enjoy it. When I get the time, I enjoy it. So I have got some nice bits and pieces to share with you today. And I know I haven't shared anything that I've been buying other than what I got at the Knitting and Stitching show. So I'm just going to set that aside. This is a little kit that I bought from What a Curly Life, which came just a few days before Halloween, but I never ever got time to actually stitch that up. So I'll save that for next year, pop that away. Right, let me share some pretty fabrics with you. So here's what I've been buying. I'm going to put a picture in for reference. I got a gorgeous rust floral twill from Jenny Stitches a while back, and I made a beautiful cashmere Canadian dress, which I have shared with you, and I'll pop a picture in just for reference. I loved this fabric. I love the colours, I love the print. So when I saw something very similar but on a viscose base, and this was at Fleuriors. So it's not twill, so it's not just as heavy, much lighter, but I love the colours. Again, I love that green. Again, it works for me just the way the rust does. So I picked up 3 meters of this to make just a lovely everyday dress. With Jenny, I was purchasing some Christmas fabrics, so I needed ribbing for a few things, but I got some Christmas jersey, these gorgeous little dogs to make little PJs for Henry for Christmas. And then I got lots of this Santa cotton to make gift bags for some of Henry's gifts that are just going to be too awkward to wrap. So that's another project that I'm going to have to get a move on with. I also bought ribbons and stuff for that, but I don't know what I've done with those. They'll be sitting somewhere, I'm sure. So yes, Jenny Stitches, I shop there quite regularly, as you all know. This, again, one of my favourite William Morris prints. This is a jersey. So I have made a dress from Strawberry Thief fabric, which was a Rami tencel blend that I got from Pigeon Wishes a couple of years ago now, and I made the fringe dress with it and absolutely love it. I love wearing it as a print. So when I saw this as a cotton jersey in a local store a couple of weeks back, I thought I'd pick some of this up to make my very favourite stretch dress pattern, the Sew Over It Georgie dress. So I've got 3 meters of this to make that. I'd never seen this this print in a jersey before, so that was a nice find. And do you know what? It was really cheap as well. For a cotton jersey, I think it was like £10, just under, like maybe £9 something per meter, so it didn't cost an awful lot. Another fabric that I got, I don't even know actually what kind of fabric this is. I totally forget the name of this. You know, this kind of dimpled cheeseclothy style, but it's not muslin, it's not gauze. But this is beautiful. These are just, again, colours that I absolutely love. Love rose print as well. So this came from Simply Fabrics Brixton. No idea what it's going to be, but when I saw the colours, and there was 20% off as well, so I just treated myself to that. And what else did I buy? My place is a mess here. Like, this room really needs tidied out, and I need to be ruthless and clear stuff out so I can just have space. The Liberty Wicket collaboration was released, and there were a few fabrics released to celebrate the release of the Wicket movie, one of which was this absolutely beautiful Tana lawn. Look at the colours, so opulent. And I thought with all of that green and, you know, with like the little jewels on there, this might even work for Christmas. So got 3 meters of this to make something for the festive period. Cannot resist my Liberty fabrics. They are probably my buying weakness. I don't need any of them, but they're pretty, so they come with me. And then the last fabric I have here is a gifted fabric from Minerva, part of their brand ambassador program. I just really wanted a boiled wool coat. Now, I don't know when I'm going to get the time to make this, but I have like 3 meters of this beautiful boiled wool, that little bit of stretch in it as well. I'm actually thinking I might just make a Jessie Codigan for something to throw on and off, really easy for doing like nursery runs and heading into the office and whatnot. And again, not a huge ask on time. I might line it because they brought out a lining add-on recently. If I have anything lovely in my stash that would look well, I think I might line it just to make it that bit extra special, because boiled wool is a really beautiful fabric and deserves just a little bit more care and you know, attention. So it's not actually the colour I thought I was getting. Whenever I hit in the button and I copied the code, I thought this was black on the picture. It's actually like a navy-ish purple. I don't know if it works for me, but I think it'll be okay because I'll be wearing colours that do work for me underneath. So yeah, there we are. That's all the fabrics. And again, all the fabrics that I don't have room for anymore, because this unit and the matching unit across the way are both stuffed full. So I don't know where I'm going to put anything. And I'm not the kind of person that's going to do a de-stash, because I like all the fabrics that I've bought. And even if I haven't sewn with them yet, it doesn't mean I don't intend to. So you won't be seeing a de-stash from me anytime soon. I tend to buy quite deliberately. I don't buy just for the sake of buying. I buy a fabric because I really like it and I can imagine myself wearing it. So that's where we are. Anyhow, what I might do now is get a few of these things into the pre-wash. So if I do get the opportunity to get some time to sew, I can do that. The way I'm feeling today, and this is Wednesday, I have a big presentation to give tomorrow, so I can't take any time off tomorrow, but I am so tempted to see if I can get Friday off if nothing else crops up between now and then, and actually do some sewing, because mentally I think I need it. I just need the mind space. So maybe have the morning to do some sewing and then take Henry somewhere that's festive. I mean, all the Christmassy things have all started happening now, and all the dates have been released, and it tends to be that weekdays don't get booked up as quickly as weekends. So I'm sure there is something I could take him to on Friday if I can manage to squeeze that day off. But for now, I am just going to continue vegetating for about half an hour. I'm going to finish this coffee, which is getting cold but isn't there yet. You know, you learn as a mom that it's not really that cold until it's freezing. And yeah, maybe think up what I'm going to do. I do get some time relatively soon. It's less than 2 weeks as well before we head off on holiday. So we're going to be over in Paris for a week with 4 days in Disneyland. So I've probably got a lot of prep to do for that as well, just to make sure I have everything that I need. Yeah, so the list of things to do is, as ever, limitless. I also need to get the house ready for Christmas because it has to be done before the 30th of November, because when I come back on the 6th, it's like after midnight by the time we get home, and Henry's birthday is, you know, that weekend, and I just want everything to be ready to go when I get back. So I have a lot to be getting on with. So I might need a day off next week as well. Thankfully I do have the allowance there to use, but hopefully I'll have some nice things to share with you over the next few weeks, and might even do like a part of Vlogmas, maybe do like a weekly catch up with you guys about, you know, what festive things I'm up to, not just in the sewing room but just in general, if that's something you'd be interested in. But yeah, just gonna go and vegetate now, as I said. But thank you again for being here, for supporting me here in the channel. It's lovely. I've actually reached 2,000 subscribers, which I never dreamed. I never dreamed 2,000 people would subscribe to this channel. So thank you all for being here. And yeah, I'm gonna go and relax now. So chat to you all hopefully very, very soon. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and happy sewing if you get some time. Bye.